of people who are my very own age. No, I have not been invited because of how good I am necessarily. I've been invited to speak to you only on account of the grace of God. So I'm going to share with you my experience, my life's experience. Now, I grew up in a rich family, and being in a rich family, I thought I had it all. Though mommy was not there, daddy was always busy, and it was just me, myself, my toys, and I. Now, I searched for love. I searched for acceptance. I found no love, and I found no acceptance. Yet, I was from a rich family. Now, all my high school years, I have been used by friends because I am rich. So I could give you money when you need it. I could give you a little here and there when you need it. So I was always around, but when you need me. Now, finding no love, finding no acceptance, finding no sense of belonging, I decided that I would look to the church, and so I joined the church. Looking for love, looking for acceptance, looking to belong, I joined the church. Now in church, I got involved. Okay, I played music, guys, I played music too. I sang on the choir, I could sing tenor, I could sing bass, I could sing male soprano. So I was involved. I even served as an usher. Guys, I was involved, yet I found no love, I found no acceptance, I found no sense of belonging. So even though I was involved and things were going, there was still something missing.
I don't know, some of you might know, some of you might not. About a year ago, something happened with me. And I don't know if you'll understand, but in order to get you to understand, I have to go back a few years. So, back in high school, I was what you consider a bad girl, a hot girl. I was popular. Party, boys, you name it, Kelly and Clark was involved with it. I mean, on the records, the school records where academics were concerned, excellent, because I was brilliant. But outside of that, Kellyanne wasn't pretty. I stopped going to church. I had to go when I was younger. My mother made me go, but after a while, church there was nothing, it didn't inspire me. There was nothing, it didn't entertain me. I just didn't want to go, so I stopped and decided that I was at the age where I can decide if I wanted to go or not. And it was not, so I didn't go. Skipping school, skipping class, those are the things that I do. Me and my crew, we have the shortest skirt, the tightest skirt. Yes, that's what we're involved in. But with all the popularity and what everybody else saw on the outside, I still wasn't happy. There was still, I yearned for something more, for something deeper.
And so I entered UTech, I entered university as a young man involved in church. And as a young man still lacking love, as a young man still lacking acceptance, as a young man still lacking a sense of belonging. Now, university life kept telling me, Sean, you can do this. Though you're a Christian, you can do that. Sean, it's all about the experience. Sean, it's only for a while. Enjoy it while it lasts. And so, of course, church saw me less. The music heard me less. I just became less involved in church. Now, in my quest for love, in my quest for acceptance, in my quest for a sense of belonging, I decided that university was going to be the place where I found love. There's something that must happen at university. I would ensure that something happened that defined me. I had to feel loved. I had to feel accepted. I had to feel as if I belong. And so I wanted to be among the people who were, the high rollers. I wanted to be in a crew where everything would be easy for me because I would become well known.
In my final year in high school, one night, my friend and I went to a party. I was supposed to be studying that night. I had an exam the day after. I was invited to a Bible study on the same night, but I told them that I couldn't go because I had to study. I sacrificed studying for the party though. And when we were coming back home, there was a drive-by. I guess we were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Shari got shot. I mean, the bullet grazed me. It was this close, but I was practically unscarred. But Shari wasn't so lucky. She got the full effect. It was like a matter of seconds, and she was on the ground. She was bleeding, and I called for help, but it was too late. I watched her die. I had to stand there and watch my friend die. It was the most terrifying experience. And it's ironic how for most of my life before that I didn't really have much regard for God. I mean, I stopped going to church. I decided that I didn't need that. I'm good with this. And at that moment, it took something like that for me to realize that, hey, He's in charge. And I wanted to be so mad at Him. Like, how could He allow Shari to die? She was a teenager. She was so young. And then I started to see it another way. And I said, what if it had been me who had died? I could have died instead of her, or I could have died with her. But God allowed me to live. And I realized that it must have been for a reason. So I decided to grab the opportunity with both hands. I didn't even wait until church or a crusade or go to church. I sought out the pastor. And I told him that I wanted to give my life to God, and he led me, through it. I was resolute that I was going to be an ordinary Christian. I wasn't going to be one of those 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I was going to be totally, completely sold out for God, because it must have been a reason why He allowed me to live.
And so in my final year at university, because I decided that things weren't going to be the same anymore, I met this young lady. She was beautiful, she was smart, she was industrious. She was all that I could have hoped for in a young lady.
When I started university, I decided to, I'm going to align myself with the right influences. So I made friends with Christians because I wanted to learn, I wanted to grow. And so I joined UCCF and I went to chapel. But early in the semester, in my first year, I met this guy. No, I was led to believe that he was different, that he was genuine. I reasoned in my head that he's a Christian too, so it's okay. I knew that we had different priorities where God was concerned. I knew. I didn't need a degree to tell me that. But despite my better judgment, despite the warnings I had gotten, I decided that I am going to take a chance with him.
And so, in this crew, meeting this young lady, he told me that if I were able to sleep with her, then I could roll with them. No, I really didn't want to hurt her. A part of me wanted to find acceptance in this group. Yet a part of me wanted to move on with this young lady and forget about the friends and the group. Now the part of me that won was the part that said you need to be accepted, you need to find love. And so I hurt this young lady.
You know, on the night I got baptized, my pastor's wife told me to never ever compromise on my principles. And I learned the hard way how serious those words were. I mean, I went out with this guy and, you know, I thought it was different, but I found out a little too late that it was all an act. He was deceiving me, he was lying to me the entire time. But by the time I found out, it was too late. And I was in first year, I was on a scholarship, and I was pregnant. No, it's sad when it's not like, I'm going to leave school soon or anything. I just entered the university. But the worst part of it wasn't the fact that I might lose the scholarship if I drop out of school or anything. It was the fact that I was a Christian and I had let God down big time.
Right, and so after hurting her, I could not forgive myself. I thought nothing good could ever come out of my life. And so I realized that my decisions, my bad decisions, were hurting not only me, but others as well. And so I decided, you know, that there had to be a change. Deep down inside, I knew that God was the answer. Deep down inside, I knew, but I thought it was just too much to give up at this point in my life. For I was young, you see, and I needed to enjoy life. And so I thought committing to God would be too big a decision right now. It would just cost too much. But deep down inside, I knew God was the answer. Somehow I knew. And so after hurting this young lady, after my many attempts at finding love, after my many attempts at finding belonging, I decided to try God. I decided to commit my life to God. And so I'm standing here because of that decision today.
It so happened that I had an accident. I lost the baby. I was really hating this guy. I was really hating myself. I thought there was no way I could forgive me. There was no way I could forgive him. And there was just so much hate in me, and it was really hard. It was really hard. It was like I was going to be stuck at that point in my life. But I'm here today, and I'm going to tell you this because I was able to move on. Because you see, despite the person that I am, despite my disobedience, God, He chose not to give up on me. And I'm just blessed right now. I'm just really grateful. So I'm appealing to all of you tonight. Those of you who are